Hey everyone, on today's episode, we're talking with Nick Volpe from Canadian Drum Gear. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to Match Cut Media and Promotion. Today we're interviewing Nick Volpe from Canadian Drum Gear. We're getting to know some of his journeys and his advice through his career. Thanks so much, Nick, for being involved.
My pleasure.
So, tell me about, we talked a little earlier about you were involved with sound technician and you were passionate about drums. So where did that passion start from? Where did it begin?
Just began when I was a kid, always tapping, and whenever I listened to music, I just always zoomed in on the drums.
What's your favorite genre of music?
Rock and roll mostly, but I do love jazz, Latin. I like all music pretty well. I'm not into a lot of the modern stuff, but
By what age were you actually playing? Was it drums or was it more the percussion that you started out
no, it was drums. It was later on, probably in my mid to late teens, that I started playing. I was more self-taught at first.
So you started playing the drums, and then you also got into the sound technician. Why'd you get into that?
Making no money playing drums.
So I know that a lot of musicians have to kind of teach themselves a little bit of the technical side, especially when they're setting up like their own microphones, their own amps and whatnot. But would you recommend that musicians might want to consider being sound technicians, or at least teaching themselves that to get good
Well,
pay?
it's a lot of drummers today know how to mic their own drums. I go to a lot of clinics and things like that, and they know what they're doing. They do their own mic setup, and they just give you a MIDI out that you can plug into whatever PA or sound system you're using, and because everything goes through their laptops.
If someone were interested in going that room, becoming a technician, what would you say is the best way to get started?
You got to hang around with the bands and learn how to mic a drum kit. If you went to school, it just helps you more.
And how long were you doing that, the technician?
I just did it for about a year. I mean, it was just setting up, miking, doing a sound check. You can do a lot with the electronics. I mean, just miking a drum kit. I use just a, audio interface. Just plugs into that, direct the laptop, and you can mix the whole band on the laptop.
Now, something that we've also spoken about several times is your opinion on the education for music. Like, we've talked about like some things that we like, some things that we don't like and whatnot, but overall, like, what's the key factor about making sure you give someone that proper education, that you become a good teacher?
Here's the thing. We all speak of passion. You have to have a passion for what you do, and I'm all for that. But you also have to be good at what you do. Mm-hmm. Being good at what you do is gonna, make you play better or teach better. You have to remember the basics. The basics have to be taught properly. When we're drumming, our hands and our feet are tools.
Yeah.
Now, the grip is the most important thing, that you get the grip right from the beginning, and the technique from the beginning. Because I didn't, and I had to relearn later on. When teaching kids and new students, the grip makes a big difference, because if you don't stay on them about holding it right and using the rebound, as they progress and they need to start doing 16th notes, they won't be able to. They're going to be stuck because they're not going to know how to use the rebound, say off the hi-hats.
When you opened up the shop, that's when you started teaching, or were you teaching before then?
When I opened the shop, but I have teachers that do most of the teaching. I teach some. It's just hard to do both at the same time.
No, for sure. So what are some major challenges that you see constantly from these drummers that they just need to kind of deal with?
And there's a lot of phenomenal drummers out there, and all of them, my teacher always said, we're all on a timeline. So you take, and guitar, it doesn't matter what instrument, we're all on a line, a timeline. Where we are is where we are individually. So we can't compare ourselves to others, and we can't knock others, because if you're here and I'm here, it's just I haven't reached where you are yet. The drum community, there are, I'd say, maybe 5% that aren't the greatest, but the community itself is just phenomenal.
That's fantastic.
They're always there to help. There's the negativity is really not much. Any drummer will help you.
That's awesome.
You can have one of the, like, again, doesn't matter who it is, top-notch drummers, if they see you playing one of their grooves and you're not doing it right, they'll just come and say, hey, try this. They don't hide nothing. There's nothing to hide. It's music.
There is no kind of competition. Everyone's just playing with each other, having fun with each other, supporting each other.
Again, I don't know about the other instruments. In my day, I don't know if it's different now. I mean, different instruments were different. Drummers are a different breed, and people say, oh, drums, they're hard, I can't even keep a beat. Yes, you can. And I always say it. When you play when you're listening to music, we all tap our foot. You're in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure, you can keep a beat. With the drums, that's different than the guitar and piano. Training our brain to separate our limbs is not easy.
No, for sure.
Because you know how it is. I mean, it's 4 different things at 4 different times. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it can drive you bonkers. It is fun. You got to just take it as fun. Some people make a great living. I know a lot of really world-renowned drummers that I've met, and they're just fantastic people. And they make a great living playing drums. But it doesn't happen to everybody. And then there's a lot of guys behind the scenes that record in the studio, and no one knows who they are, but they're probably some of the best.
So listen, thanks so much for being a part of this, guys.
My pleasure.
We're going to link up the website and the social links to Canadian Drum Gear in case you want to check out his website, anything like that. Again, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
If you got any value out of this, guys, please subscribe down below. Turn on that bell so that you don't ever miss a single upload. Take care, everyone, and see you next time.